You know the drill. You're finally comfortable drifting off, and then bam. Your bladder wakes you up like an over-enthusiastic alarm clock. It's 2 a.m., maybe 3. You shuffle to the bathroom, handle business, climb back into bed. And now, you're wide awake. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Frequent nighttime urination, nocturia, affects millions, especially as we age. But here's the good news. Waking up to pee isn't just something you have to live with. There are real, science-backed ways to fix it. And no, it's not just about drinking less water. Your bladder is way more complicated than that. From the way you sleep to what you eat, even how you sit during the day, it all plays a role. So if you're tired of being held hostage by your bladder at 2 a.m., stick around. Because we're about to break down the 8 best ways to stop frequent urination at night and finally get the deep, uninterrupted sleep you deserve. The hidden causes. It's not just about drinking too much water. Most people think frequent nighttime urination is just a sign they drank too much before bed. Easy fix, right? Just stop drinking water in the evening. Wrong, if only it were that simple. Nocturia isn't just about fluids, it's about how your body processes them, and that's influenced by a whole list of things: hormones, diet, medications, even how you spend your day. Let's start with something most people don't know. Your body is supposed to naturally produce less urine at night. It does this using an antidiuretic hormone called vasopressin. As we age, our bodies don't produce as much of it. Less vasopressin means more nighttime trips to the bathroom, but that's just one piece of the puzzle. Certain foods and drinks act as diuretics, making your kidneys work overtime when they shouldn't. Medications like blood pressure pills can cause your body to dump excess fluid right when you're trying to sleep. And then there's gravity. If you're sitting for long periods during the day, your legs can retain fluid, only to release it when you lie down. Bottom line, fixing nighttime urination isn't just about drinking less, it's about managing your entire system. And that starts with how and when you hydrate. Strategy number 1, the smart way to hydrate. First instinct? Drink less water. Logical, right? Less in, less out. But here's the problem. Dehydration can actually make nocturia worse. When your body doesn't get enough water, your urine becomes more concentrated. This irritates the bladder, making it more sensitive and overactive. So instead of peeing less, you end up peeing more. The solution: timing your hydration correctly. Start with the front-loading method. Drink more water in the morning and afternoon, and less in the evening. This gives your body plenty of time to process fluids so they don't build up overnight. Here's the golden rule. Get 70% of your daily water intake before 3 p.m. Then gradually taper off. If you're chugging water at dinner or sipping tea before bed, your bladder will remind you at 2 a.m. And speaking of tea, watch what's in your cup. Many herbal teas, even the ones labeled relaxing, contain mild diuretics that can trigger urination. Chamomile, peppermint, hibiscus. They might be great for sleep, but not for your bladder. Want a drink before bed that won't send you running to the bathroom? Try warm milk or a small glass of electrolyte water. It hydrates without overloading your system. Hydration matters, but when you drink is just as important as how much. And what you eat, that's the next big fix. Strategy number 2, the salt-sleep connection. Ever wake up feeling bloated? Puffy hands, swollen feet? That's not just aging. That's your body holding on to excess sodium. And what happens when your body holds on to salt all day? It gets rid of it at night. Through your bladder. Studies show that too much salt in your diet forces your kidneys to work overtime while you sleep. It increases urine production and makes those nighttime bathroom trips even worse. The fix? Cut down on salty dinners. That means processed foods, canned soups, frozen meals, even that extra sprinkle of salt on your steak. If your last meal of the day is loaded with sodium, your body is going to flush it out later. And guess when that happens? Right when you're trying to sleep. Simple swap. Eat your salt earlier in the day. If you love salty foods, enjoy them at lunch instead of dinner. And to balance it out, add more potassium to your meals. Bananas, avocados, spinach. These foods help your body process sodium better and reduce fluid retention. Less salt at night. Less fluid buildup. Fewer trips to the bathroom. But salt isn't the only thing messing with your bladder. Caffeine and alcohol? That's another story. Strategy number 3. Fixing the caffeine and alcohol trap. Think a nightcap will help you. Sleep? Think again. Alcohol might make you drowsy, but it also makes you pee. It's a diuretic, meaning it increases urine production. And just when you start to drift off, your bladder wakes you up. Sleep ruined. Same goes for caffeine. That afternoon coffee, that evening tea, even that square of dark chocolate, they all stimulate your bladder and keep it overactive long after you drink them. The fix? Cut caffeine after 2 p.m. Even if you don't think it affects you, your bladder knows. And if you drink alcohol, stick to 1 glass with dinner, then switch to water and don't be fooled by decaf. Many decaffeinated teas and coffees still have bladder-irritating compounds. If you want something warm before bed, try warm milk or magnesium-rich herbal teas like valerian root. Your bladder needs peace, not stimulation. And speaking of that, let's talk about a surprising mineral that can actually help. The secret. Power of magnesium. If you're waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. to pee, your problem might not be your bladder. It might be a magnesium deficiency. Magnesium is one of the most important minerals in your body. It helps regulate muscles, nerves, and sleep cycles, and that includes your bladder. Here's how it works. Your bladder is a muscle. If it's overactive, it contracts when it shouldn't, waking you up when you don't really need to go. Magnesium helps calm those spasms and reduce the constant urge to urinate. But that's not all. Magnesium also improves deep sleep. Poor sleep throws off your hormones, increases stress, and makes your bladder more sensitive. If you're not getting enough magnesium, you're stuck in a cycle. Bad sleep leads to more frequent urination, and more frequent urination ruins your sleep. So how do you get more magnesium? You've got options. Food sources include spinach, bananas, almonds, avocados, and pumpkin seeds. You can also take a magnesium supplement, but not just any kind. The best ones for bladder control and sleep are magnesium glycinate or citrate. They absorb better and won't upset your stomach like cheaper forms. Another trick? Magnesium baths. A 20-minute soak in Epsom salts before bed helps your body absorb magnesium through the skin. It relaxes your muscles, calms your bladder, and preps you for deep sleep. Timing matters. If you take magnesium too early in the day, it won't help with nighttime urination. The best time? 1 to 2 hours before bed. This one small change can help you sleep deeper and wake up less. But if your bladder is still weak, you need to start strengthening it. That's next. Strengthening the bladder. If your bladder is waking you up at night, it might not just be overactive, it might be weak. A weak bladder can't hold as much urine, which means you feel the urge to go even when it's not full. The muscles lose tone, and instead of stretching comfortably, they send signals to empty too soon. And the result? Frequent bathroom trips, especially at night. The solution? Strengthen your bladder muscles. One of the best ways to do this is Kegel exercises. They're not just for women, men benefit too. If you've ever stopped your urine midstream, that's the muscle we're talking about. The more you strengthen it, the better control you have. Over time, your bladder learns to hold more urine without panicking. Bladder training also helps. Most people go to the bathroom as soon as they feel the urge. But unless it's urgent, waiting just 5 more minutes can help retrain your bladder to hold more. If you gradually extend the time between bathroom trips during the day, your bladder adapts, and that means fewer wake-ups at night. And while you're training your bladder, your sleeping position could be making things worse. That's next. The right sleeping position. You might not think your sleeping position has anything to do with waking up to pee, but it does. Your body stores fluid in your legs throughout the day, especially if you spend a lot of time sitting. Gravity keeps it there. But the second you lie down, that fluid re-enters your bloodstream and eventually ends up in your bladder. And just like that, you wake up needing to pee. There's a simple fix. Elevate your legs before bed. Propping them up for about 30 minutes in the evening helps move that extra fluid out earlier, so your body processes it before you sleep. Even light movement, like stretching or walking, can help prevent fluid from pooling in your legs in the first place, And if you're a stomach sleeper, you might be making things worse. Sleeping on your stomach puts pressure on your bladder and can trigger those false urges. The best position, sleeping on your back with your legs slightly elevated. It's a small change, but for some people, it can make a big difference. But if you're still waking up every night, there's one more thing you need to check: your blood sugar. That's next. The surprising link between diabetes and nocturia. Frequent nighttime urination isn't always just a bladder problem. Sometimes it's a sign of something bigger. One of the most overlooked causes? High blood sugar. If you have diabetes or prediabetes, your body struggles to regulate sugar properly. And when blood sugar levels are too high, your kidneys go into overdrive trying to flush it out. The result? More urine production, more bathroom trips, more sleepless nights. Even if you don't have diabetes, insulin resistance can have the same effect. When your body isn't processing sugar efficiently, it leads to fluid imbalance, inflammation, and an overactive bladder. You might not even realize your blood sugar is spiking, especially if you eat a carb-heavy dinner. Think about your nighttime routine. If you're eating bread, pasta, rice, or sugary snacks before bed, your blood sugar could be climbing while you sleep. And when your blood sugar rises, your kidneys get to work. That means more fluid, more urination, and another frustrating trip to the bathroom. So what's the fix? First, if you're waking up multiple times a night, it's worth getting your blood sugar checked. Nocturia is a common early sign of diabetes, and catching it early could prevent bigger health problems later on. Second, watch what you eat at dinner. Cutting back on processed carbs and refined sugar in the evening can help keep your blood sugar stable through the night. Adding more protein, fiber, and healthy fats can prevent spikes that trigger urination. And if you want a real game changer, try walking for 10 minutes after dinner. A short walk helps lower blood sugar naturally, reduces fluid buildup, and improves circulation, all of which can help you sleep through the night. But there's one last trick that can make all of these changes even more effective: bladder training. That's next. The bladder training trick. Your bladder is like a muscle. The more you train it, the better it works. But if you're running to the bathroom every time you feel the slightest urge, you're training it to be weak and overactive. Here's the problem. Every time you go to the bathroom too soon, your bladder learns to empty before it's actually full. Over time, it starts sending false alarms, making you feel like you need to go even when you don't. And at night, those signals wake you up for no reason. The good news? You can retrain it. Bladder training is simple. Instead of going the second, you feel the urge, wait just a little longer. Even if it's just 5 more minutes at first, it helps stretch your bladder's capacity. The goal is to gradually increase the time between bathroom visits so your bladder gets used to holding more. But retraining isn't just about holding it in. How you urinate matters too. If you rush, tense up, or don't fully empty your bladder, you're setting yourself up for another trip sooner than necessary. Take your time, relax, lean slightly forward. Let your bladder empty completely so it doesn't wake you up an hour later. And here's another trick: double voiding. Before bed, try going to the bathroom, waiting a few minutes, and then going again. This helps ensure your bladder is as empty as